Oh boy, what a mess. Oh, jeez. Folks, today in this video, we are going to do an in-depth review here on the Makita XLC02 vacuum. This is the one with the tool only, as I already have plenty of Makita batteries and chargers. They do have a setup you can buy where you can buy a single battery charger and a battery also. So just kind of be aware of that. And one of the reasons why I purchased this is because I am already in the Makita ecosystem, so to speak, with their batteries and all that sort of stuff. So that's one reason why I got this. So two reasons why I went ahead and picked this up. I already have different vacuums and stuff, but with this one, I wanted a small, compact vacuum that I could actually take on vacation to a vacation house. We've run into issues with, different folks. We're staying in this house, all these people there. There's crumbs on the floor, people tracking in dirt. There's not a vacuum handy. And just to kind of clean up at the end of the day, just have something that we can take with us to use in that situation. And then also, too, around my barn, where if I need to do a quick cleanup on something and just basically just plug a battery in and, and just hit something real quick without having to plug in a vacuum or whatever, I thought this would be a good solution. And as it turns out, right here, we already have one in action, and it's already been in motion doing its thing. So, now we have a second one in play. So we're going to go ahead and get this unboxed and get all the parts out, and we'll show you what's in there. So let's go over what comes in the box real quick. So we've got our main unit right here, and this can also be used as just a hand vac. So if you need to go around and just kind of, suck up some stuff, just a real simple, just a little small hand vac, so you can use it in that way if you want. There's also a wall mount here. Now, there's no screws that come with this. So in the instructions, it says use whatever screws work for your situation. But you do have a wall rack right here that you can use and set that up if you would like. There's also an extension tube here, so this is what pretty much turns it into a floor vacuum. And then you also have a little nozzle attachment, which is neatly held right here, so you can put that into play if you would like. And then you have your floor attachment right here, which I find actually works quite well and does a pretty good job. Now, in my experience so far using this, I find that this works really well on more smooth, solid surfaces. It's not as much a fan of like thicker carpet and stuff like that. I can kind of get it done, but if I was to do a lot of carpet, it would be a thing where I would probably go to, some other type of vacuum or like a regular, regular push vacuum with one of the rotating heads and all that stuff. But for like a quick cleanup job or something like that to use on a rug, it gets it done. I've tried it out. I've used it. Solid floors, though, is probably where it shines the best, I would say. And then you also have your instructions here. So as always, make sure you read your instructions. The 18-volt battery just plugs in right here. So you can use different amp batteries. Typically, all my Makita batteries, what I've done is I've gone to these 5-amp batteries. So you can go to less amperage. The charge basically won't last as long. These I find, like when I'm using weed eaters and stuff like that, usually I'll get about 45 minutes of hard use out of them. Or like with a pole saw, stuff like that. So I just streamlined and just want all the 5-amp batteries, and so that's what I use. But you can use less amperage Makita batteries if you choose. So that's your setup for that. And also, let's take a look here on the inside real quick. One thing that is very important to keep these vacuums operating at a top level is you got to make sure you keep the filters clean. It's not that big a deal, really, just keeping them clean. The final filter in here is like a mesh filter. You can pop this out and remove it, and you can wash it, leave it out to dry. This is just kind of a final filter in place to try to keep dust and stuff out of the motor. Because if you clog the motor up with dust and stuff, you're going to run into issues, burn the motor out, whatever. So that's kind of like a final, final filter there. It's not really intended to be the main filter. Your main filter is actually right here. Now on the outer part of this, you have pretty much like a mesh outer part here, and then you have also a paper filter in here as well, or kind of a cloth filter, and it just fits inside of there like that. You can get replacement filters for this as well. They also say they are washable too, so whenever they get dirty you can wash them and let them dry and then reuse them. So I've not experienced that yet, but they say that you can do that. So and then also too, the mesh filter, you can wash that and leave that out to dry. So just have that awareness that whenever you do use these vacuums, that to keep them in peak operating condition, and also to reinstall it here, you can see there's like a tab here, and all you got to do is you just put it over the top here and then rotate it into place. Easy day, not hard at all. Anybody can do it. So pretty simple with that. But yes, you do need to make sure that the filters are installed correctly and that you do keep them clean, and it'll operate in peak condition. If you let them get all clogged up and stuff like that, then you'll start to run into issues. And that's pretty much like that with any vacuum. Also too, and there's a little jacket inside here to keep the dirt from falling out, like a little rubber, whatever you call it. But all the dirt will accumulate inside of here, and then to basically get rid of all the dirt, just go over a trash can and then just dump it all out. So pretty simple. Okay, so what we'll do is we will go ahead and put this thing into action, and we'll roll in some action footage and you can see how it actually performs. And then also at the end, we'll talk about the cyclonic vacuum attachment, which is available separately. And in my opinion, if you get this, you should probably get the cyclonic attachment, because it definitely helps improve performance even more and even makes it easier to use. There we go, folks. Ended up getting a little bit of tidying up done. Still a little bit more to do, but we got a lot of dirt up in the main traffic areas here. All right, folks, so let's go ahead and open it up, see what we got. Oh boy, what a mess. Oh, jeez. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. Folks, so been using this for a little bit, and it's a nice little handy vacuum. Now, one thing I'm going to say right off the bat here, and I'm going to show it to you, it's not included, you can purchase it separately, is the cyclonic attachment. I highly recommend you get this. This reduces the amount of stuff that goes up there into the main chamber right here, and also too reduces a little bit of the strain on the filter as well. So in here, it pretty much collects a lot of the big junk and all that stuff. And probably 90% of the stuff ends up going into here, and then this is easy to take off with these two tabs right here. So if you are going to get this XLC02, I highly recommend, myself, so far from what I've seen, the cyclonic attachment is worth the extra money to go ahead and get that. So that's just my recommendation overall. This still works just fine, does a great little job, but having the cyclonic attachment also helps quite a bit too. Again, folks, another quality tool from Makita. Very easy to use. It uses regular Makita batteries, which is nice. It's handy, it's compact, it's lightweight. It's exactly what I'm looking for different situations where I want to use it at a vacation house or do a quick cleanup, it gets the job done. So I'm pretty happy with that. So anyways, folks, definitely check these out and give these some consideration. And also too, like I said, definitely check out that cyclonic attachment as well to purchase separately. So anyways, folks, have a good one.